It is Friday, 2:05 a.m., August 17th, 2012. I wanted to talk a little bit about my creative process because this is something music is something I've been into my entire life, and I'm interested in everybody else's creative process too. And for me, and that's all I can really talk about, my own experience, and if you can take something out of that as a creative person, if you are, then cool, and if not, it's YouTube. There's plenty of other stuff. I tend to be locked in a death struggle with certain songs, and it's as I write them or cover them, and lately as I cover songs, I've written more than 3,000 songs and recorded them. But sort of what's kind of and been really fun for me is to cover songs that people love and try to always bring something to them. And I think about a song like, what do we all love about this song, And then it's a vast oversimplification, but it's pretty simple. I just try to kind of dial up whatever it is we like about certain songs. People just, none of this has anything to do with me. It's that the people love the songs, And so yeah, what do we love about certain songs? And I try to dial that up, and then that becomes complicated because what if it's the sparseness that we love about a song? How do you dial up sparse? There's all kinds of philosophical questions that come in like that. And a person like myself who likes to think about things, and I've mentioned before, I've lived alone for several years, and I've had a really serious neurological illness, which makes me have to lead a really unconventional life. And so I don't talk to anybody, maybe a dozen times a year. I'll talk to another person live, and that gives me plenty of time to think. But yeah, a big part of the creative process for me is, like I said, I'll be locked in a death struggle. I'm covering, usually at least a song a day, if not two or three, and starting from scratch, composing all the via MIDI, all the files first, and then live stuff incorporated with that. And what I've noticed is, as I'm locked in this death struggle with a song, I've just got to make it epic, redefine the song and the genre. Oh my God, a lot of times I'll take side trips, and I will, and I'm just talking about my own creative process. If you have no interest or don't give a shit or think this self-important jackass, then change the channel, I guess. I don't know. But I'll just say, how it works for me. I take these side trips, and I end up covering a song. Usually when I'm locked in this epic struggle, I will, it's weird, I'll take side trips. I'm locked in an epic struggle with a song. I've just got to make it epic. And I'll go, oh, you know what? I'm tired of that song, and I know this other one, and this is real easy to just quickly cover while I'm thinking on this other one, and I don't pay that much attention to song number two because I'm locked in a death struggle with song number one, just really pounding it into the ground. And sometimes getting somewhere, other times, sometimes for days and weeks, no. And knowing when to leave things alone is another key, and come back. But I'll take these side trips, and I'll cover an entire song and complete it. And I'm like, well, that's just really simple crap. I'll immediately sort of devalue it, And what I've noticed is that when the songs that I cover, while I'm really obsessed and locked in this death struggle with another song, when I come back and put a producer ear to it, which is basically, being really critical, and I ask myself, well, is this something that I would like listen to over and over again and look up on YouTube? And I'll listen. I put them all in a playlist, and I'll listen to them, and when they manage to get 5 stars, then it's ready for a video or whatever, and but I've noticed that those ones that I take the side trips on are really helpful, and also that seems to be some of the best material. It's kind of about judgment. I mean, you get so far out there when you're, as any creative person knows, it's like you can get so far out there, you're going up the river to get Colonel Kurtz, and in the act of recording, mixing, mastering a song, it's suddenly this epic deal. And I've noticed for me, my focus becomes so intense on one thing that I sort of lose touch with perspective and focus. And that's been really interesting to sort of see that the things that I really think I'm making really, really cool may eventually end up cool. But those side trips are almost always cool because probably because I'm not judging as much. I've noticed in my life, and something I've been working on for years, is my judgment of, talk about Colonel Kurtz. It's judgment that defeats us, But that's so true. My judgment of other musicians on YouTube and myself and my own music, it prevents me from enjoying someone's music sometimes because I've judged them from their text and their page and their video and so on. So I'm trying to get, past that type of judgment. And the judgment is key sometimes, but not harmful judgment where the situation occurs frequently for me where I could really enjoy something, except I don't like the looks of this guy, And the other thing, if you do music and videos, for me, and somebody email me and remind me if anybody ever watches this, which is just so unlikely. It really is. On YouTube, email and remind me that the video and the music are two completely separate things. And when I started doing this, I was doing both at once. And I think that's kind of important because a lot of young guitar players like to see how the guitar is done and so on. And it adds a real feel of realism to it. But at the same time, it's a completely different thing. And I think we kind of get those mixed up sometimes. I do. And so, yeah, I enjoy watching YouTube and looking at other people's creative processes. And I guess the great thing for me in my old age now, the cool thing I've really sort of discovered is that I have to give myself permission to completely screw up, and to be free to just really do a horrible bad job. And the thing that I found is it's almost really hard to do a horrible job, but my judging of my own work as it goes really gets in my way. And I think that's very Apocalypse Now, or Conrad's book, actually. It's judgment that defeats us. But yeah, I mean, above and beyond all else, rule number 1 for me is just keep going at it, keep going at it, keep going at it. Walk through it, go through the motions. I don't feel like jamming today. I'm in a lot of pain. I almost always, I can't even think. I don't want to deal with this. It's hot, it's sweaty, I'm hungry, haven't had food in a week, can't get out of here to the store. And But as I go, if I just go through the motions, really cool stuff comes out of it always. Not even almost always, always, if I'm willing to sort of do that footwork. Because I envision epic stuff. You know, I live in like a different world than most people. I'm always envisioning epic music in my head and videos and stuff. And it's envisioning something epic is cool. But what makes a person, and I'm not saying that I'm a great artist or even, you know, whatever. People will only take me as seriously as I take myself, I guess. But my thought is that you just have to be free to do this stuff. And trust. I think it's faith. Have faith that in the end it's going to work out. So, coming in at 11:11.